Welcome to the dopest live stream that's something like a podcast, something like a newscast, and sometimes like a showcase. Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib.
Yo, it's another news day. I feel good, I'm on top like a kufe. Sipping my coffee, shaking my head for homies acting goofy. Guess they do it for the gram or the TikTok, so who's me? Welcome to the crib, let's kick it like Bruce Lee. Part intelligent, part ratchet, that's half Neil deGrasse, you half Boosie. Listen, man. Real spit, now that's lit, homie, truthfully. If you in the Tampa area, you should be down like Bruce B. We treat the pod like sex, we start slow and at full speed. You like the way we work it? 9 p.m. we going in, we potting perfect. Beez and Tati is my posse. No worries because I know my posse got me. Be careful, we might snap like paparazzi. But yo, we'll start the show with getting lit like sipping hot Tati.
Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib.
What's good in 10 pretty people? Friday evening, my name is Khary, this is my crib. And I invite you into my home for another evening of the dopest live stream. That's something like a podcast, something like a newscast. And when I feel it, sometimes like a showcase. We have a good show for you tonight. Jussie Smollet has been sentenced to 150 days in county. Is it fair or is it too much? Kim Kardashian, on the other hand, is facing backlash over comments she made in an interview about how you need to work. She got some nerve. Black Panther director Ryan Coogler was put in cuffs for trying to rob a bank. The teller thought he wanted to rob the joint, wanted money out of his own account. We're going to talk about it. I'm joined by the homie Beez, Buddha, who will be joining us late. The beautiful Tati. What's up to all my house guests in the chat? Everybody watching, podcast listening, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you're not already. Share this with your people. We're going to have a good time tonight. Phone lines are open. Area code 813-559-3339 so you can join the discussion tonight. How's everybody doing? How is everybody feeling? I hope you're feeling good, baby, because I'm feeling good, baby. You know? How you doing over there, Tati?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
My hair done.
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, you over there getting your hair done, you know what I'm saying? You're getting your shit all fixed up, you know, looking all beautiful and gorgeous like.
Yes,
How you getting your hair done too, by the way?
Very long.
Very long?
Yeah, great. Very long.
Like long like when you went to Houston long?
No, not that long.
Not that long?
Again.
Okay,
No,
not that long.
that was too long.
All right. Long and
I couldn't
heavy
even get
probably,
in.
huh?
No. See, when we went to Houston, I had locks and those were heavier. Braids aren't as heavy.
Okay.
I won't have that problem. But they are long though.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Looking over here in the chat, I see Wayne over here in the chat. Sean, Cheryl, Khary. Khary said, yo, that intro fire though. Brother intro, yeah, love that shit. Wayne Mills says it's fire. Hey, it is. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yo, thank you. You know, I thought I wanted to do something a little different. You know, kind of make it like a TV show, but you know, we on YouTube and shit like that. Speaking of TV shows, you know, Nick Cannon's show got canceled.
Did it really get canceled?
Yeah, it got canceled. He spoke out about it. He kind of said that we'll be back, but he kind of said it like, I'm going to keep doing shit and keep moving on. This isn't the last episode. There's still more episodes to come, but it looks like this might be the only season of the Nick Cannon show. And I actually haven't watched Nick Cannon's show personally. I've only seen clips online, but I'm also not a daytime TV watcher. Actually, I'm not really a TV watcher, to be honest. You know, let me...
Oh, no?
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't watch too much TV. Like, I don't just have the TV on regular TV and be watching shit. When I went up to New York,
watching at this point.
When I went up to New York, I realized there are still people that watch TV because my mom was definitely watching TV. She's watching a lot of daytime TV. Like, she still watches the stories, you know, the soap operas that's been on for damn near 40 years. Same storyline for 40 years. That's crazy. Can you imagine Power going on for 40 years?
Yeah.
To the point where you see Tariq be a grandfather.
Mm-hmm. That is crazy, man.
That would be wild. That would be wild. But let me see. I'm just updating the title real quick. Nick Cannon's show was canceled. I only seen clips, and from the clips I've seen, I said, you know what? Maybe he was canceled because people was watching, looking for like the Nick Cannon that we know, that we're familiar with. The people that's watching him now are kind of like people like my age, motherfuckers in their 40s probably, you know? And I want to see a nigga still dressed like me, you know? Like, I want to see a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, some jeans. He kept going on there in suits.
He's on daytime TV, ain't he?
Yeah. But I think that would have helped him separate himself. Stop trying to be like daytime TV and be yourself. Because I said to myself, if I was on... Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead. No, finish. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think the thing is once they get mainstream and they're on TV like that, kind of like Steve Harvey, like they kind of tone all of that down. They cater to a whole nother audience because they're trying to impress the network.
I think Steve Harvey and Nick Cannon are very different in regards to their fashion sense, in regards to what they wear. Steve Harvey's
I'm not even talking about fashion.
And I'm just talking about like what they wear on an everyday basis. Steve Harvey, you pretty much always see him in a suit. He always has on a suit. You know, he's an old school dude that your regular everyday attire is a suit. Whereas Nick Cannon's everyday attire probably isn't a suit.
Yeah. Because he normally wear the little turbans and stuff. I was referring more to their just them in general, like their personality, not their personality, but just how they present themselves. I think that once you get, you know, big to a certain point, and they're trying to reach that audience and impress the network, that's when they start, you know, dressing a certain way, toning down what they say or watching what they say, you know?
I do agree. I do agree you do have to tone down some of the things you say. But I think he could have kept it a little more street, a little more Nick Cannon fashion-wise in regards to his dress.
What network is his show on?
I'm not sure. Let me see. Nick Cannon.
Yeah. I definitely agree, Wayne. I think that he needed a night show, like maybe even like Jay Leno, like a night show. He don't need to be on. He doesn't need to be on daytime TV. I think that it would have suited him better.
Yeah, because I was actually thinking like Arsenio Hall back in the days. He wore suits, but he wore his own flavor of suits, and he didn't wear suits every single night. Sometimes he dressed down and just chilled and shit like that. But Arsenio kind of brought his own little flavor of the hip hop culture into the show. And I feel like Nick Cannon didn't do that. I don't feel like he brought that into the show. I felt like he made his show a regular daytime talk show, trying to cater to a white audience, and didn't really bring hip hop into the show. I think if he would have brought hip hop into the show, he would have had more support from people like me, in particular. That's just my thought. I didn't even mean to make this a topic, but somehow I did. But whatever. Other than that, how was your week? You do anything interesting?
My week was cool. I went out a few times this week. What did we do? Actually, I went out once. Did I? I went out once this week. I only went to Vibe last night. Okay. Chilled, had a few drinks. Other than that, my week went smooth.
Yes, you did go to Vibe. You did go to Vibe. I actually went out. I went out this week as well. I went out twice this week. Twice. But I went out twice in one night. If I went out twice in one night, can you count that as twice in 1 week?
No. I just went out.
Okay. Well, how about this? So last night I went out. I went to Smoking Words, You know, I was supposed to meet somebody who didn't actually show up. He texted me today like, yo, my bad, I got caught up with some shit, blah, 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 blah. And usually that means I was just laying on my couch doing nothing and I didn't feel like going out. So that's I got caught up in some shit. But you know, but I went to Smoke Words, chilled there for a little bit. It was all right. It wasn't as lit as I would like it to be, but it was all right. You know, went there, chilled there for a little bit. But then when I left, I went home and then I changed my clothes. Now, if I change into a new outfit, can that be considered going out twice?
I mean, I just wouldn't say that I went out twice in one night. It would just be that I went out on Thursday and I went 2 separate places.
Right, well.
But yeah, you did go out 2 times in one night.
Being that I don't like
2 different outfits.
Yeah, being that I don't go out very much, I'm trying to get all the credit for the go outs that I do. You know? But that's it. And then after that, I actually met up with you and I think your cousins over there at Vibe Lounge and shit like that. And we had a conversation on. They changed the aesthetic of the place, and I'm still trying to get used to it. It was very black and dark before, and now it's very colorful. And I'm like, oh, I might have to see it on a more packed night. I have to go see it. We'll check it out one night.
I like it. We got going on Tuesday. Tuesday is lit.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go next Tuesday after the show. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Cool. But let's go ahead and jump into it. You know, start this shit up. Start it up. Kim Kardashian is facing backlash over comments that she made in the interview. Did you see any of this interview or hear any of these comments?
I didn't see the interview, but I saw the comment that they're talking about.
Okay.
Her saying that people don't want to work anymore. They need to get up and go to work.
I watched the interview. I listened. And I'm going to tell you exactly what she said. She said, I have the best advice for women in business. Then she said, get your fucking ass up and... Damn, my Kim Kardashian... I thought I would be able to do a Kim Kardashian impersonation, but I really can't do it. But she said, get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. I got to work on my Kim Kardashian impression, and that one sucked. But she said, get the fuck up off your ass. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. A lot of people took offense to that. A lot of people got angry, had some shit to say. Some people was like, bitch, you only famous because you was sucking dick on camera. You know?
And wasn't really doing much either. She wasn't really doing much either. I saw that video.
I saw the video too. I was trying to see if her ass was actually fat or not. It was all right. But I figured that comment was gonna come back. That was gonna be a comment people came back with. And I was like, well, shit, y'all got that comment to come back. Why y'all ain't rich?
Oh. This is fact.
You know what I'm saying? Why y'all ain't rich? Y'all want to talk about she only rich because she was sucking dick on camera, you know?
Well, I mean, she was on there's more than just the camera.
Right.
I think it's definitely her family, their background, then also that video, and then also, you know, everything else after that. But I mean, I agree and I don't agree, you know? Right. I think that, of course, social media is going to have something to say about everything, you know, everyone is going to be upset about, you know. But at the same time, I think that, do we necessarily want to hear from a billionaire that we're not doing enough and that's why we're broke? No, not y'all, excuse me. Do we necessarily want to hear that from a billionaire? Like, nobody wants to work anymore. Not really. Right.
I think it's
at the same time.
Sorry. No, sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
I was going to say, I think at the same time, I think people just look for things to be offended about. Like, I didn't take offense to it. It made me feel like, all right, let me actually go and do more. Like, you know?
Right.
I didn't get offended.
I feel the same way as you. I think it's the right message wrong messenger.
Wrong person.
You know, right message,
Definitely.
wrong messenger. You know, because me personally, I was like, a person that's successful says, yo, get up off your ass and fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
Means put in some work. For me personally. Because I don't see behind the scenes. I don't know all of the happenings, all of what's going on in her life, of what work she actually puts in. She's studying to be a lawyer. I'm not the biggest Kim Kardashian fan, but I do give her credit that she's actually putting in the work to try to do what she wants to do. She's going to school to be a lawyer. She's putting in the work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I was to ask like a super successful podcaster, hey, how do I grow my platform? How do I get bigger? How do I get to the point where I got hundreds of thousands of people watching me? And if they said, yo, you got to put in work, I wouldn't get upset because I've been doing this 2 days a week for the past, 2 years, and I'm not where I want to be. It makes me say, you know what?
It would just motivate you to do more.
I need to put in more work.
Right.
Because I actually looked at this from my perspective. She was talking to women, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna look at this myself. I'm like, you know what? I could put in more work. There is more I could be doing.
I definitely feel the same exact way.
And that's pretty much with everything. When I was first trying to become a programmer and learn how to code, I had to put in work.
Mm-hmm.
My ex-wife at the time used to hate the amount of work I used to put in. It would be nice. She wanted to go out party into a club, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, you go ahead. You go with your friends and have fun. I'm gonna sit here and code. I'm gonna learn some shit. To everybody on the outside, it looked like I was just playing games on the computer. Nah, I was learning how to code. I was fucking with shit. I was tinkering. I was doing a whole lot of things. I was putting in work to get where I want to be. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people just wanted to have something to say, have a comment on it. You know, Jemele Hill had something to say about it as well.
Who's Jemele Hill?
She's a popular. She actually like an anchor. I think she's been on like some CNN shit or some shit like that.
On ESPN.
Yeah, she's like a very
not ESPN.
She's like not ESPN, like CNN or MSNBC, but she's like very pro-black, pro-woman, fuck the white bullshit type of shit, you know. But she has a very big following, about. You know. I'm not even. Yeah. Pardon me if I did not describe Jemele Hill's what she does in the best way. I didn't know how to describe it, but she's a dope woman that be having a lot of shit to say and a lot of positive things that makes you think and makes you question some things. And what she said in response to this was, I think if you grew up in Beverly Hills with a super successful parents in what was simply a smaller mansion, nobody needs to hear your thoughts on success/work ethic. The same 24 hours in a day shit is a nightmare. 99.9% of the world grew up with a very different 24 hours.
Agreed. Not even the same 24 hours. I would say different circumstances. Like, you know, yes, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but at the same time, like, a lot of people didn't have the same luxuries that she had growing up. That's why I said, like, the working class don't want to hear about. They don't really want to hear Kim Kardashian, you know? And then her background isn't working hard. Her background is knowing the right people, dating the right people, reality TV shows, you know,
now
sex tapes. Like, working class don't really want to hear that from her.
Now, we don't want to hear that. You said we don't want to, people, but the working class doesn't want to hear that to somebody that's like a billionaire. Now, what if Rihanna said it? Or what if Beyonce said it?
And that was what I was getting to. So Kim Kardashian is different because of her background. But now, if we're talking about somebody that has been successful and actually put in work, yes, we would love to hear that from. I would like to hear that from Beyonce, Rihanna, Who else can we name? Business owners like what's her name? Supa. There's a she owns like a makeup brand, and all of these people in business that have actually worked their behinds off for what they have. Not we're hearing it from somebody that does reality TV. Not trying to talk down, but
Right.
it's not the same thing. You're addressing women in business, and you are a reality star.
Mm-hmm. And so we see it as, we can see that Rihanna and Beyonce kind of came from the bottom. We can actually go back and see that. Now,
right.
We probably shouldn't be judging her because she didn't come from the bottom. She came from the bottom of the rich people.
Right.
To be
different
rich.
bottom.
And I think that's why we're kind of like, or should I say it, not we. I think that's why a lot of people are throwing the stones at her in the social media realm. And Cheryl over here says Jemele Hill got fired off a sports channel. She did.
That's what I thought.
She did.
Okay.
She did. But she got fired off a sports channel for being black and for promoting blackness. So I ain't gonna use that as her descriptor. She's somebody that stands up for black people and things like that. She
definitely does. I think Miss Cheryl just said that because you said CNN and I was saying ESPN or something like that. Mm-hmm. Because I do remember her being on the sports channel.
You know what? While I'm over here trying to think of ways to describe Jemele Hill, American journalist. Okay, that's what she actually has on her Twitter. She's a journalist, contributing writer for The Atlantic, host of the Jemele Hill is Unbothered podcast for Spotify. Born and raised in Detroit, grew up at Michigan State. So I do actually have that mug online, by the way. Let's see. Let's go to kharyscrib.com. I'm looking over here in the chat. Cheryl said, Khary, when you gonna put that mug on the website? Khary says, yo, for real, I need that mug in my life. Let's see. You go on the site, you go to all merch, and this is actually the first link on the site. I mean, the first image when you go to all merch. Let me see if I can show y'all real quick. Why is this not popping up for me? Oh, there we go. Yeah. You go to kharyscrib.com. That's actually the first item when you click shop all merch, So, yeah, it's up there. It's up there. It's up there. But yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think a lot of people just wanted to find some reasons for people to click their shit and follow and like, and people just wanted to get likes. People wanted likes. I ain't mad.
People just always got something to say. Dang, she's right.
She is. She is.
She's right.
Khary says he's about to order one. Cheryl, click when you go to shop drop down. Click all merch, and maybe I need to make a new category for it. But let's go ahead and move on. And yesterday, you know what? Before I get into it, I think this might be like the first story that we actually followed from the beginning. So I feel like this is pretty much just about the end. I don't feel like
you think so?
Yeah, I think this is just about the end. He said he's gonna fight it. He's probably gonna try to throw out some what's the word I'm looking for? Appeals. He's gonna probably throw out some appeals to this sentence. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but we followed this from the beginning. When this first happened, we was actually live streaming and we spoke about this. And no, this should be more than PayPal. You should be able to pay from whatever, really, like credit card.
Well, it's gonna take you to PayPal, and then it'll ask you for your debit card. You don't have to use your PayPal account.
Okay,
but PayPal is just a secure method.
I had credit card on there as well. I'm not sure. Wait,
that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you'll have to click the.
You can add the cart actually. once you add the cart, you have the option of PayPal or something else. When you view your cart, you can then proceed to check out and do like regular shit, regular credit card and things like that. We was talking about Jussie and when this first happened and whether it was bullshit or not. And then we found out it was bullshit, and it confirmed some of our thoughts that it was bullshit. And then he went to trial, and the jury said, "Nigga, you was on some bullshit." And the judge now says, "Yo, Jussie, you was on some bullshit. You wasted a lot of man hours. You wasted a lot of money. You made Chicago look stupid. Go to jail for 150 days, my G. Go to county jail. Go chill out with all them dudes in county." So he's going to be doing 150 days in county. And the reason why he's going to county is because it's less than a year. In most places, if I'm not mistaken, if you get less than a year jail time, you actually just spend that in county jail, which is the local jail, which isn't a prison. So he's not going to prison, but all the killers that's been convicted and doing time is going. He's going to county. The difference between county and prison is major. The difference is county, niggas got hope to go home in a day, in a month, under a year. Prison, niggas is doing time. Niggas ain't already got found guilty. I'm probably saying niggas too much. You know, they already got found guilty. They already know they sentence. You got people there that's doing life. Ain't nobody in county doing life. The only people that's in county that's doing life are people that's in county because they got like a court date to attend. And they're not really in county and like in the regular bullpens and shit like that. I'm no jail expert at all. I spent one night in jail for a suspended license. And that was only because I had to wait for the judge in the morning. He just let me go. I said, "Go ahead, man. Come back to court and pay your ticket. Pay your ticket. Pay your ticket." That's what the judge said. He said just like that. "Pay your ticket." In that type of voice. I'm no expert, but that's kind of like how jail works. I got a lot of friends that's been to jail. So I kind of understand how the jail system works. But he's going to county. It's still not going to be peaches and cream. But people are in there trying not to do shit to stay longer. You know what I mean? But
yeah, did you see?
I was gonna say, do you think this is a fair sentence, or is this some over the top bullshit and we try to make an example of you to not make the police look stupid?
I definitely think that they could have just let him go, but I think that they also wanted to make an example out of him, so they gave him jail time. I feel like the jail time isn't even a lot, but I'm really not even sure. Like, what is what was he charged with? Lying? What was he charged with?
Pretty much lying. Let's see.
How many? Like, what is the conviction for that?
It says sentenced to 150 days in jail for lying to police by claiming racist. So it's pretty much just lying.
So what is the normal
false reports?
What is the normal punishment for that?
Normally they don't do shit. There's been a lot of fake crimes reported, and normally they don't do shit. The most they normally would do would give somebody a ticket. But I think because he stuck with it, it was so public that they just said, you know, we got to make an example. Because this is probably a bad example to use, but this is an example. There's probably a lot of people out there that's filed false rape claims and didn't go to jail.
Well, can you look up what is the max like time? I know that normally they don't give them any punishment. But what is the time for it? I feel like 150 days isn't a lot, but at the same time, it is a lot for just lying.
This offense is considered a first-degree misdemeanor, which means it carries a maximum incarceration term of 1 year in jail, plus 12 months of probation and a fine up to $1,000. Let's look at it in Chicago. It looks like it's the same, following a false police report.
Okay, so he could have got up to a year, but they gave him 150 days.
Yeah, 150 days.
I mean, he embarrassed himself. He kind of messed up his career. He embarrassed, I feel like he embarrassed the Black community. I'm not gonna lie. That was just stupid.
He did.
I think that it was very public and it was just ignorant. So, I mean.
Yeah.
Then I was gonna ask.
I kind of knew it was bullshit when he said he was going to Subway for a sandwich at 3:00 in the morning. And then some dudes was just so happened to be outside with a noose at 3:00 in the morning. And they said, you know what? Let's find a Black guy at Subway. Okay, yeah, it's not happening.
Did you see the video that they put out, I believe today or yesterday, of him in court when they sentenced him, and he spoke out and he was saying
that he's not suicidal.
I respect you guys. Yeah, they were saying that he was suicidal. He was saying he's not suicidal and that he didn't do this.
Nah, nigga, you did it.
I think that's scary.
You did it.
I think that's scary. That he definitely now it just makes everybody look at you like, okay, you are definitely one of those people that when you get caught lying, you just gonna keep going. Just keep going. It don't even matter now. They've already convicted you.
You gonna stick to the lie.
You might as well just be quiet.
He gonna stick to the lie.
That's
you know what? I'm gonna stick to it. So whenever I meet somebody new, I could be like, it was true. It was true. Those checks I wrote them was for something totally different. Wayne Mills says, Wayne Mills said 5 months is a lot depending on the jail he's going to. I would agree. I don't know how county jail is in Chicago, but the county jail in New York was pretty much Rikers Island. And that's a horrible place to be. That's a horrible place to be. Horrible. Never been.
Wayne said people that do too much gone bad. Literally though. And you know what too? I really honestly think that when Empire was on, because this started when Empire was in its whatever that last season was they did.
Hey, he was the reason it was the last season. It's been a long time
coming. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say.
That's why his ass went to jail. His ass went to jail because he was the reason that was the last season of Empire. And the judge was like, I liked Empire, nigga. And now that shit ain't no more. 150 days in jail. Totally made that up.
I think that, what was I going to say? I forget. But I think that I was gonna say that Lee Daniels, which was the writer for
Empire.
The writer for Empire, I think that they were beefing because of that.
Yeah.
They were beefing because of that too. And I do think that I feel like he probably did blame him for that.
For that
I think he did blame him that was the final season because he was one of the important characters. So when all of this happened, I was kind of wondering, okay, so what's how are they gonna spin this with him gone? Because they definitely tried to kill him off. So it's just but it just wasn't working. And then Empire was already becoming pretty predictable, and losing ratings. So I definitely think that, he is the reason that Empire ended. Was he the sole reason? No, but now they have somebody to blame it on.
No, yeah, definitely have somebody to blame it on. What else we got to say about Jussie? Oh, I don't even know how to say his name anymore, to tell you the truth. All because of Dave Chappelle. All because of Dave Chappelle.
Jussie Smollet?
Yeah, I don't know how to say his name anymore. I don't know his name is Smollett. I don't know how to say his name no more.
Mhm.
All I know when I try to say his name is Jussie Smollet. That just flows off the tongue so much natural than Smollett.
Right.
Smollett. Okay, but whatever. Let's move it on. Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther, was put in handcuffs, yo. He went to a bank. He wrote a note. The note said, hey, I would like to withdraw $12,000 from my account. Please count it somewhere else. I would like to be discreet. Gave her his ID, bank card to verify his account. She called the police. They actually released the police call, and she was like, yeah, this guy came to the counter. He gave me a note saying that he wanted some money, and the lady on the 911 operator was like, did you get his ID? He's like, yeah, I got his ID. She was like, I didn't verify the account. I was too nervous and scared, and I spoke to my manager. My manager told me to call the police, and so they sent police, put him in cuffs. Eventually sorted things out, but they walk up to him with guns drawn. Put that man in handcuffs, was ready to take him to jail because he was attempting to rob the bank because he gave her a note with some instructions. Now, the woman sounded black on the phone. I'm not sure how she sounded black, but I know how she sounded black. There's just some tone to her voice. Be like, oh, she's black. But she sounded black. I'm not sure I would attribute this to race. Could it just be somebody that just wasn't thinking straight?
I wouldn't make this a race thing. I don't know though. I don't know. Because if she had read the note, like, what was it that she was just flustered, and she, you ever gotten a text while you were busy, and you skimmed over it and maybe misunderstood what the person was trying to say?
Definitely.
I don't know if it's a situation like that, like kind of just skimmed over it and she was just flustered, didn't really know what to do, and didn't really read it. I don't know. I can't really say.
Right. Did she just see a note and somebody giving her a note saying, give me $12,000, count it discreetly, and she just saw keywords and saw a note? Maybe this was the first time somebody gave her a note saying, hey, give me some money.
Yeah.
And this was the first time she got a note from saying, hey, give me some money, and didn't expect it to be a note saying, give me money from my account because I don't want to see everybody in here watching me get $12,000. I want to be discreet about it. I think she overreacted, Wayne over here in the chat said, yo, the teller overreacted, and the supervisor did too, not the bank. They both probably the teller probably described it in probably not the best way to the manager. And the manager was like, call the police. But the manager probably didn't take it too serious because she was like, call the police. I tell you what, if I'm gonna tell somebody,
through two people is crazy.
If I'm gonna tell somebody, if I think something's going on where it's like serious enough to tell somebody to call the police, I'm just gonna call the police myself. Hello, 911.
My thing is the fact that when she showed her manager, the manager, so like if we're saying that she just didn't really read the note, you know, in its entirety, it's crazy to me that the supervisor also read that note and you know.
Right, because she probably would have taken the note with her, like, I just got this note, and she probably read it the same way, huh?
Exactly. So it's like I don't understand how it got through two people, but then I see who was that in the chat? Kimmy saying everyone in there was black, so no race. But at the same time, like let's not act like black people. You've never had somebody walk by your door and you lock your car door. Like we can't just assume that because they are black, oh, it wasn't a race thing. Because there's definitely still black people that judge other black people.
I tell you what.
Yes, they do. You go to the bank.
One of my arguments that I know cops are like racist, whether they know it or not, is because
agree.
Is because if I'm walking down the street and I see a dude walking towards me, like a big black dude, tough looking, walking towards me, I'm gonna be like, yo, let me be prepared in case I gotta do some shit. You know? In case I gotta do some shit. You know, this nigga look ill. I don't know. Nigga got a bandana. And a chain around his neck. Like, not like a gold chain, but like a dog chain around his neck. You know what I mean? But then you meet the dude and he'd be like the sweetest nigga in the world. He'd be like, hey, how you doing? His voice be mad light. He'd be like mad big. He'd be like, hey, how you doing, buddy? Let me buy you a drink and this and that and blah, 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 blah. You know?
But people still judge off of looks. Like, you remember, okay.
Yes, but they do judge. They do judge. And
I don't want to.
You know what I mean? Cops be racist and don't know it, but they be.
I don't want to make it about like Trayvon, like that whole movement and stuff. But I feel like back then, right, when the whole Trayvon Martin thing happened, and a lot of people were saying, well, he was just a kid. He had on a hoodie. I got a teenager that wear hoodies and X, Y, and Z. Right. But at the same time, there's a lot of black people that if they saw a black kid, boy, sometimes like I don't want to make it about that, but sometimes, yes, it is hard to tell whether somebody is a boy or a grown man or whatever. But having on that attire, some black people would judge too. I'm not gonna lie. When people get too close to my car, I don't care what color they are. I'm locking my door. I'm gonna make sure it's locked. You know. And then you also check your surroundings. So I feel like I don't want to say it's not about race just because the lady was black as well, because it is a lot of judgment that still happens in the black community too. Yes, I just think that if that was a mistake, it was a huge mistake, and I don't see how it got from the teller to the supervisor, and neither one of them like addressed the issue.
How did it end up to him being in cuffs?
Exactly. You ran it through two people. I can understand the teller not really understanding, but as a supervisor, when you bring it to me, and you also, know, if I would have read it, and you have security at the bank.
And the 911 operator actually questioned it as well. You know, she questioned it like, did he give you a note just to give you a note, or does his note say, hey, this is a fucking robbery? But before she said, okay, I'm sending the cops there, she was like, oh, okay, so you didn't verify his information. Okay, I'll have somebody come through.
Right. I agree with Khary and Khary in the chat. He said, black people can be racist against black people. Come on now. Not all skin folk or kinfolk, which is true.
I agree.
Black people.
I agree.
What do they say? Black people be agents of anti-blackness themselves. It be your own people. It really does sometimes.
Sometimes
it really does.
Definitely.
So I don't want to rule out that it's not race, because I feel like it could have been some discrimination going on, like a black man coming to the bank saying he want to take out that much money, and then slid you a note, like, you know. Who's to say she wasn't feeling like, oh, he don't have that much money, he must be trying to rob us?
Yeah, there was some implicit racism going on there. In my opinion, and that's just, even you can be implicitly racist against yourself too, against your own folk too, because she just probably wasn't used to seeing people pulling out $12,000, especially a black man.
12,000, that's no money.
Well, what she say? What did she say?
She said 12,000. That's no money. That's not money.
For her, it was. It was enough for her to think they was being robbed.
Well, she said $40.
All right, but let's get ready to move on. But you sound your stylist sounds like she's expensive because she said 12,000 ain't no money. All right, let's go.
It's not. Right. Really quick.
From Cancun, we also wanted to eat outside. It was 8,000 something.
Oh my God.
15 of us, 8,000 something.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
she said they went to Cancun. 8,000 just to eat. Let's go out to eat.
Just to go out to eat.
It was 15 of them.
15.
$8,000. That's why she said 12,000 is not money. You run through that real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money,
you do.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody, possibly like this bank teller that maybe only has $200 in her account, 12,000 is a lot.
That
of
is
money.
Craziness. But at the same time, you work at the bank, so you see money all day long. You're not surprised by money. I really feel like it was a combination, because I don't want to make it seem like, oh, well, she's just nasty. She did it on purpose. I really feel like it was a combination of her, like, not really understanding the note, and then seeing 12,000 and maybe like just kind of like judging him off of his appearance. He didn't even look like he was dressed,
yeah,
thuggish or anything either. He was dressed like a.
I'm not sure where they was at, but he had on the mask. Maybe she was like, they took off the mask mandates, and now But
man,
let's move on to our main topic. And tonight's main topic is an interesting one, and it is: should everyone? Oh!
What's up?
Tonight's topic is: should everyone have a hoe phase? I thought this might be an interesting topic. And I said, you know what? Before we say should everyone have a hoe phase, we should probably say, hey, what is a hoe phase? Does anybody over here in our chat, or do you, Tati, have a actual definition for what a hoe phase would be?
A whole phase.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really like a very. I would just describe it as maybe just being sexually liberated at any point in your life, like maybe I don't know, or it doesn't even have to be about sex. Sometimes people call whole phases like maybe a woman that's just dating, like. Dating casually, not really to be exclusive. Sometimes I don't think that it's always in the context of sex. I think it's just people, I don't know.
Yeah, well.
I'm not sure. I don't think that people aren't actually being forced. But that's also my definition. I feel like sometimes people, that word is taken a lot of different ways. But I don't think it's always about sex.
Okay. Well,
what you think?
Me personally, I said, there's probably a lot of different definitions, or people have their own definition for whole phase and shit like that. I said, you know what? Let me try to find one that I think fits, or what I think, and what probably, or hopefully universally, people might think is a whole phase. And this says, a phase in your life that occurs when you are fine with exploring promiscuous activities and connecting with random people.
Well, I mean, promiscuous isn't too far off. I agree with promiscuous, but I mean, okay, I agree with it. I agree. But again, I don't feel like it's about sex either. I think that a lot of times people a whole phase, and they talk about people that casually date too. Like they're just dating, they're promiscuous with their dating, they're not necessarily having sex. So I think that it's broad. I think it's broad.
All right,
I think it's
Mariana.
broad.
Because I don't think that a lot of people have like casual sex. I don't think everybody has a whole face in that sense. That's why I say I don't think that it's about sex. I think it's also about dating. People call whole phases people that just date, serial daters in that time period.
Well, according to this definition, I've never had a whole phase. I've never had a
He
whole.
want me to laugh so bad.
What was that?
I said you want me to laugh so bad.
Yo, I've
You
never
had a whole phase?
I've never had a phase in my life that occurs when I am fine with exploring promiscuous activities and connecting with random people. Well, okay. Well, let me rephrase
here
that.
you go.
So
it's gonna be a lot of technicalities.
no.
in this.
Let me say this. I've been fine with having a whole phase. I just never actually experienced the whole phase. Now, keep in mind, I got married pretty young, and I was married for a while. So when I finally became,
I don't mean you ain't have a whole phase because you were married. What that mean? There's a lot of men out here married having whole phase.
Okay, well, I was a married and committed man that did not cheat and shit like that. So I didn't have a whole phase. I was married when I was 23. You know, prior to that, I had sex with different women, but it wasn't along these terms. I wasn't exploring. I was actually meeting people, and we actually had like situations and shit like that. It wasn't just some random. Okay, one of my homies over here was in the chat. My nigga Rock was over here in the chat, and he actually put in the chat, "Jump off King." He put "Jump off King." He was the jump off king. You know, he went through the whole phase. My nigga went through the whole phase. Me personally, I wasn't the jump off king. You know, I wasn't even.
So and see these questions when you ask people if they've had a whole phase, people tend to like just now. I definitely feel. I think that sometimes people will harp on the whole casual sex with people that I don't know because maybe you met somebody and you knew them for a week or two or a month or whatever, and y'all were having casual sex. If you did that multiple times, whether you knew them for a week, a month, or whatever, that's a whole phase.
Well, I didn't do that multiple times.
It don't have to be somebody that you knew, but that would be your whole phase. If you didn't do it, it doesn't mean that you did it with 10, 12 different people. If you did it with 3 or 4, you went through a phase where you just were having casual relations with people, that's a whole phase. It don't have to be a long extended time or a lot of people. It just has to be a phase where you were just casual.
Well, casual
or promiscuous.
Just because something is casual doesn't make that a whole phase. Casual,
if you were casually hooking up with...
Now, if you're casually hooking up with random people, yes, that would be a whole phase. Now, if you're casually hooking up with one person, that wouldn't be a whole phase.
One person is not a whole phase. We're talking about a whole phase, multiple people.
Right.
What I'm saying to you is multiple people doesn't have to be a big amount of people. It can be 5 people. It can be 3 people.
Well, that right there would say I never had a whole phase because I've never dealt with multiple people at a time. I've never
at a time. It ain't got to be at a time. So let me say this.
Okay, I've never dealt with multiple people within weeks' time.
Let me say this. So I feel like I'll use myself as an example. If I met a guy, we talked for a few weeks, hooked up casually. Maybe a few weeks later, I meet somebody else. Same thing. Went on a couple dates, hooked up casually, or maybe didn't even have sex. We were just dating, I'm gonna use sexually since that's what we're talking about. Okay. So say I hooked up with somebody within a few weeks, a week or 2, 3, whatever, casually. Then a few weeks later, I met somebody else. And then maybe a few weeks later, I met somebody else because I'm just single and openly exploring my options. I'm just open.
Now, okay, right? There we go right there.
I would say that is a whole phase.
Let me cut you off for a second. I think that might be a differentiator. Now, are you going out there saying, you know what? I plan on experiencing multiple people and things like that. Or do you go out there?
Anybody
let me
plans.
finish. No, I think there are people there are plenty of people
that plan, but I'm saying that a whole phase doesn't have to be planned. You don't have to go out with the intentions of having a whole phase or sleeping with everybody casually. that could just be something that you just ended up doing. And that's your whole phase. When you look back, I feel like a whole phase is when you look back on your life and you were like, okay, I was just casually dealing with these people over a span of 3 months. I was casually dealing with people or whatever. I can look back and truly say that I've experimented, I've dealt with people, and they didn't have to be random one night stands, but I casually dealt with people. To me, that's the whole phase. Whenever you were casually dealing with people with no interest in a relationship or anything, that's the whole phase to me. In any sense, whether it's relationship, sexual, I think, I'm not saying just casually dating. I'm just saying like, I don't know.
See,
I don't think everybody had a whole phase though.
I think the key part of whole phase is exploring. I think the key phrase of whole phase here would be exploring.
Okay.
You know? And I said I think that's the differentiator. Now, if people are just exploring, like, you know what? I'm not really interested in meeting or really getting to know anybody. I'm just exploring different type of people versus I'm trying to get to know this person. Okay, we get to know each other and now it don't work out. And now later on I meet somebody else. I'm get to know this person. Okay, maybe that don't work out. Go on to somebody else. You meet somebody else. Okay, I'm getting to know this person versus I'm not really interested in getting to know them. I'm just trying to explore different situations with different people. I'm just trying to explore a whole bunch of different things.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Everybody can have.
I feel like everyone. Yeah, I think everyone can have a whole phase. I don't think that everyone has a whole phase, but I think me personally, when I look back, I would say that like me being young, I would say that the moments where I just didn't care, not like I didn't care for a relationship. I didn't care to really do the extras. It's like, all right, I'm talking to this person, whatever comes from it. When it's time to move on. When I look back at that point in my life, I would call that my whole phase. Not saying I had sex with all of them, but I didn't care for a relationship. I had no intention with the situation. And when it was over, cool. Okay, when I met somebody else, you know, so right. I would call that my whole phase. Just looking back, saying it was just casual. I was just exploring. It was what it was.
Right. So I would say that would probably be the difference because I didn't really have that phase where I wasn't looking for intention, where I wouldn't tell people I'm looking for intention, but I'm looking to see if somebody is compatible with me. I'm not just trying to smash whoever I feel like smashing just to smash. No, that's just part of my personality. I'm just not. I like to have a connection or some shit type of shit, you know. So,
you feel like because you got to know your hoes a little bit better, it wasn't a whole phase? Because you got to know them, it wasn't a whole phase?
No, it's because
you were looking for compatibility. It wasn't a whole phase.
Yeah, because if one of them would have been compatible, they would have stopped there.
But see, this is where I feel like just because I feel like you feel like it's not a whole phase just because you got to know them a little bit.
No, I think it's not a whole phase because I think it's not a whole phase because I went in with the intention of trying to get to know them to see if it would be a compatibility thing versus I'm just trying to go fuck.
And when you got to know them and it wasn't compatible, what happened?
The majority of them I stopped fucking with.
Okay, and then what happened after that? Did you move on to the next person? You found somebody else? You met somebody else?
Yeah. Eventually.
Okay.
But it wasn't.
And that's what I'm saying to you. That's a whole phase to me.
So a whole phase, is there a time limit on a whole phase? And when I say that, no, wait, let me finish. And when I say the time limit, is there a time limit in between the time you meet people? So if you meet 2 or 3 people in 1 year, is that a whole phase?
I would say a whole phase is any time that you feel like that you've been casually dating, like without real intention. That's what I would say. I don't think there's a time. I don't think that there's a time span.
Okay, so now if there's intention behind it, but it turns out, okay, I intended this I intended for us to really be compatible, but it turns out you're not compatible. Does that make it a whole phase? Because
you can't intend for somebody to be compatible.
no,
Either you're compatible or you're not.
Check it out. No,
If you were looking for a relationship,
when you go in intending that, hey, I hope this works out. Versus I'm just going in saying, hey, I hope we're compatible enough so we could fuck a couple times and then bounce.
So what is going in? Because to me, there's we meet, we see if we have chemistry, go out a few times, and we do that for a few weeks, whatever. And if it is compatible, then we move on to a relationship. So when you say you went into it, what part did you go into it with the idea of, oh, I hope this works out? When you met her?
When you say
after a few days?
So me personally, I don't chase women that I only want to try to fuck.
Okay, you're not answering my question.
Right. Okay. Let me continue. I don't go into a situation looking for a woman saying, "Hey, I only want to fuck her." So whenever I actually do meet a woman and try to get to know a woman, I'm actually trying to get to know her. I'm not trying to just say, "Hey, I'm trying to get to know this woman enough to where I could just fuck her and then whatever." You know, I'm going in saying, "Hey," I'm trying to get to know you, and I hope that we're compatible. I hope that we get along. I'm not going in just saying, hey, I'm just going in trying to throw some games so I can fuck a little bit and whatever comes from that.
Okay, so now we're back to talking about your initial intention.
Right.
I'm not talking about your initial intention. I'm talking about when you, because the way that you're saying it is almost like, okay, well, when I met her, I hope that it will work. You don't even know her to hope that it will work. You don't even know if you have chemistry or if you are compatible to hope that it will turn into a relationship.
I think that's one of the determining factors of whether it's a whole phase or not. I think a whole phase is a whole phase is exploring shit, trying to connect with random people, trying to do random things, trying to explore yourself and understand, learn yourself and shit like that.
Yeah,
that's what a whole phase is. Now, me or anybody else that's just trying to get to know somebody, I'm not, that doesn't seem like it's under the definition of exploring promiscuity and activities and trying to connect with random people. It looks like I'm trying to meet somebody that can be permanent. A whole phase is like, I'm just fucking with people and I'm not looking for anything permanent whatsoever.
Agreed.
You know? So now I think just meeting people and you're looking for something, but it just don't work out. I don't think now if I was going in saying,
no, that's not a whole phase.
That's why I say I don't really feel like I had a whole phase because I never just went out trying to just fuck whoever and just whatever.
So now let me ask you something. After your marriage, right? Were you casually dating at that time? Or was that a period of time that you were, I hope this works out? Were you casually dating after your divorce?
After
were you casually dealing with people?
After I split up, I was meeting people and I initially thought, hey, it's going to be really easy for me to meet people and actually get along with them. And I learned that wasn't the case. So I actually went in.
You did not answer my question.
Let me finish. I actually went in thinking, hey, I'm going to meet somebody cool and I'm going to be able to move on easy. So I wasn't casually dating. I was dating, trying to see if I actually connected with somebody, thinking I would connect with somebody real easy. Didn't happen that way. I wouldn't say I was just casually dating. I didn't have between.
So when you were divorced, you were hoping to connect with somebody and find another relationship right afterwards?
I wasn't looking to immediately jump into a relationship, but I was looking to see if there was somebody that was going to be around.
Okay. I feel like you plan on your words, and I'm just trying to get you to understand that.
I was looking for somebody that could be my friend, that could be there. I wasn't looking for just some smash partner, if that makes sense.
I'm not making it about smashing. I just said, were you casually dealing with people? That's why I say you never answered my question. Were you casually dealing with people and pursuing a relationship when you got divorced at that time? Because I'm not trying to assume, but I'm assuming that after you got divorced,
You were now single after being in a relationship,
Yes, I was
in a marriage
single.
for years. So no,
single.
You're not trying to jump into something. You're just casually exploring what's out there. So I would call
Yes
that
and
your
no.
whole phase. Am I saying that you took down everything that you met? No, I'm just saying that at that time you weren't looking for a relationship. You were just casual. You were exploring. Yeah, you wanted somebody to be around, but you also weren't looking for a relationship. So I would call that your whole phase. It doesn't have to just do with sex. Again, I said it's just casually connecting with people. So I would call that your whole phase. I would.
I wouldn't say it was my whole phase.
Okay.
And I would say that because even though I wasn't looking for a quote unquote relationship, I wasn't looking for fuck buddies. I wasn't looking for quote unquote hoes. I wasn't looking for.
But see, and that's where we keep getting.
Let me finish.
Let me say it though. This is where we keep getting misunderstood, because I keep saying that a whole phase is not just about sex. So you keep saying that you weren't just looking for a sex buddy. I keep saying it's not just about sex. It's also about just casually connecting with people.
It's predominantly about sex though, but also connecting with people. But casually, you can connect a person. Okay, for instance, you go out to clubs a lot. You bump into and meet a lot of people while you're out at the clubs. You know, you're interacting with a lot of people. That's kind of like the same thing you're saying to me. You're casually meeting people.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No,
because the difference would be that if I was actually, when I go out and I meet people, I'm not getting a number. I'm not getting their number. I'm not, none of that. We're not talking after that point. But now, when I went out to clubs and I was getting numbers, I was talking to people, maybe I went on some dates, no real intention. You know what I'm saying? I would, and it was more than a few people. I would call that my whole phase. Yes, I was casually dealing with people, casually getting to know people, connecting with people. I'm not saying just going out and meeting people is a whole phase.
So 3 or 4 dates a year would be a whole phase?
I just said that, Khary. I feel like I keep saying things in the basic way that I know how, and
I'm asking.
keep spinning it another way.
No, I'm asking.
I just answered that multiple times. No, I just said I don't think that
so
is
that's why I would not. That's why I say I would not have been through a whole phase.
Okay.
Because I have not gone on more than 3 or 4 dates in a year with different women.
I don't think it's about dates, but okay. Okay.
No, but that's why I would say I personally haven't gone through a whole phase, because I haven't gone out on dates with 3 or 4 women, more than 3 or 4 women in a year. You know?
Right. I hear you.
Right. So, whole phase. Exploring promiscuity. Do you think people need it? Do you think like all people need to have one and go through one? We've had a couple of people in the chat that said, yes, they do think everyone should have a whole phase. You there?
I'm here.
Do you think everyone should have one? Or do you think it's not necessary for everybody to have gone through or have a whole phase?
I don't think it's necessary for everyone to have a whole phase. I think sometimes because it's about exploring, I think that because I think that it's about exploring, I think that in that sense, people will say that it's necessary, because you do want to go out and date and explore. Like, you don't want to just, I think that it's important to know what you like. Date the people you want to date the people that you like explore sexually, relationship wise, it doesn't matter. So I think that is it helpful in the long run for a person? I don't know. I don't think everybody has a whole phase though. I just don't see the nuns and stuff at the church having a whole phase. But I don't see everybody having a whole phase. But I do feel like it's helpful. Right.
What did she say?
Some people don't like casual. She says she doesn't get naked for just anybody. Some people don't like casual situations, and I can respect that. That's why I say I don't feel like everybody should have or has had a whole phase. But I think that our definition of what sometimes we use the term whole phase very I think we use the term whole phase very loosely sometimes when it doesn't pertain to sex, and you know, so I think that's where the lines get blurred. But I think when it doesn't pertain to sex, yes, it is important for you to casually date and get to know what you like. I think as far as sexually, personally, people's sex lives is not my business. I feel like be sexually liberated if you want to. Just be safe about it, really. So I don't judge if you had a whole phase. I don't judge if you haven't. I think the definitions are different.
Me personally, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna judge you based on your whole phase. I will judge you based on your. Let me finish. I will judge you based on your whole phase, based on some of the shit you did during your whole phase. And I only say
like
this.
What?
And I only say this because I went on a date one time with this girl, and she asked me if I ever paid for sex. And I was
Why was that a question?
And I was like, no, I never paid for sex. And I was like, have you ever been paid for sex?
Oh.
And she was like, well, this one time. And then she said, well.
On the first date?
No, this was like after I know her for about 2 weeks. And then I didn't really fuck with her after this conversation too much. No, she wasn't a hoe because I stopped fucking with her. Well, she was a hoe. She wasn't my hoe. I stopped fucking with her after that.
Man.
But I fell back hard because I judged her. I judged her based on the way she acted in her whole face. But she said this one time, she was like, yeah, this guy, he been trying to get at me for the whole semester in school and shit like that, right? And I was like,
how young was this girl?
And I was like, okay, right? She was probably like 26 or some shit like that. She was recently done with school or something like that, some shit like that, right? But she was like, this one guy, he was like trying to get at me the whole semester, and this one night she was like, you know what? I was drunk, and I was like, you know what? I already had about 6 guys already this month, so why not? I was like, whoa, wait.
I was there. She said that?
Yes.
I mean, listen, there are some hoes that's not ashamed, and I commend them. It's a lot of them out here now, but I commend them. I think they
Yeah.
You said she was talking about this on a date?
I was actually just chilling at her crib, yo. We were just having a conversation.
You was chilling at her crib after knowing her for 2 weeks? It sounds like this was a part of your whole phase, but I'm gonna let that go.
No.
So
No.
but right, got caught. But no. I feel like I'm gonna take back what I said, right? I do feel like I don't judge people generally. I don't generally judge people on their sex lives as long as they're being safe, right, and healthy about it. But at the same time, if you want to deal with me, if we're trying to pursue each other, your reputation, it's one thing to be promiscuous out here and nobody really knows. And it's another thing to be promiscuous and now, everybody know you dealing with somebody that's been around the block. Like, they for everybody. That's different. I'm definitely judging if everybody knows your sexual business. I'm definitely judging. But, and that's only if I'm pursuing you. But as far as sex count, how many bodies you have, I'm not gonna cap. I don't want to know how many people you've had sex with. That's I feel like knowing the number isn't going to make me happy or make me feel better. It's not gonna make me feel, or it might piss me off. It don't matter. I might be disgusted, but at the same time, because there's no real number that you can really say that's gonna make somebody feel,
Right.
I feel like 10. I feel like 10 bodies, I feel like 10 bodies isn't a lot, but it sounds like a lot,
It depends
10
on
bodies.
it depends on your age.
It depends on how old you are.
Right.
That is true. But I feel like, I don't ask questions about bodies. That's not my business. Let me see your test results. That's important. I don't really need to know how many people you've dealt with.
Mm-hmm. You could pretty much,
you know what I'm saying?
You could pretty much guess by people's ages and their relationship times after you got to know them.
I wouldn't guess just because I wouldn't guess.
I wouldn't guess, but I'm just
guess.
saying you could. I don't try to guess. The only time I tried to guess is after that girl told me she had 8 dicks in 1 month.
Oh, wow.
And then I was like, if you had 8 dicks in 1 month, I don't even want to think about the year, girl.
That's two dudes a week, huh?
Yeah. And that's why I stopped fucking with her after that, yo.
2 dudes a week? That's crazy. But see, that's why I feel like,
and that's why
that's not even,
if I wouldn't have had that conversation, I probably would have said, yeah, I don't judge people on their whole phase. But after that conversation, they're like, it depends. It depends.
You're right, because that conversation would have turned me off too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good, actually.
Yeah.
So you're right. I'm gonna take that back.
Because now, if I'm really gonna ask questions, my next question is gonna be, when did your whole phase end? Oh, when I met you. Yeah, I'm good. This was in sophomore year? Yeah, I'm good. You done graduated how many years ago? Yeah, I'm good.
I'd rather you not tell me all that. You know, I think that I don't judge if we're talking about just people in the world. I'm not judging. Do your thing. Just be safe. And, but if we're trying to pursue each other, yeah, nah. Mm-mm.
Right. Let's see. Let me see what else we got before we move on. Did I say I think a whole phase is necessary? I just gonna say don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. And I say a whole phase is necessary because I think if you haven't been through a whole phase and then you're in a long-term committed relationship, you're going to start thinking about, what could have happened? What could I've done during my whole phase that I'm no longer allowed to do? So that's one of the reasons why I think people should definitely have a whole phase. Just
I agree.
Just don't be a ho during your whole phase,
I agree. I think honestly, I almost got married very young. I was almost married at like 18, 19 years old. Mm-hmm. If I was married, I couldn't even imagine me today, mm-hmm. I couldn't even imagine being married because I would have definitely regretted it. Like mm-hmm. me personally, I would have definitely felt like, well, I don't even know what type of man I like to date. I don't know, what type of things I like. Like, you just don't know. So you definitely mm-hmm. will regret it. Or you'll feel like you're missing out on something or step out. Or
I will tell you what, though. I got married at 23, right? I was technically married like almost 18 years. We was together probably about 10 to 12 years before we actually split up. Right. But I never actually thought about what ifs. What she said over there?
She said you too much for her. What is practically?
But what do you mean? Practically what? What did I say practically?
I mean, technically, what'd you say? You were practically married 18 years or something like that?
Yeah, so according to paperwork, we was married for 18 years, right? But we were only together for about 12 years, between 10 to 12 years. At like 10 years, we broke up, we separated, then we got back together for a short stint, then we separated, and then we were separated for a lot of years, living separate lives and shit like that before the divorce was finalized. So even though we was technically married for 18, we were only together, living together, acting married for like maybe 12 at the most. The divorce took a long time.
Okay.
Now,
continue.
What was I saying prior to that? What was I saying?
Hey, Beez.
What up, Beez?
What's up?
We got Beez joining.
What's up?
What was I saying prior to that, though? What was I saying prior to that?
You were saying that you were married. You got married at 23. We were talking about.
I got married at 23. I never really went through a hoe phase. I didn't start thinking about what ifs.
He was never a hoe. He was never a hoe.
Beez, don't start this. We just had a whole little debacle and got on the same page. Do not
let me finish before y'all throw me off track
trying
again.
to
Let me finish before y'all throw me off track again. When I was married, I was faithful. I was not like looking for hoes, looking for no side pussy, none of that. So I never actually said to myself, you know what? What if? What if I wasn't married? What if I was able to do this stuff? I didn't have those thoughts until we separated. So I didn't have those what if thoughts until then, until the shit went bad and things got fucked up. There was no like happy time thoughts where I was like, what if? What if I wasn't married and I was happy and shit like that? That didn't happen. It wasn't until shit was fucked up.
Well, I was married.
Who you was married to?
When you was married?
You were married for real, Beez?
Yes, I had a Jamaican wife. I had a Jamaican wife named Khary.
That's Carry On or Karen?
Khary Ann.
Okay.
For like a year.
You was married for a year?
Yeah.
And
okay.
How did that fall apart?
She just needed my Americanship.
She needed a visa?
Yeah.
You needed citizenship.
She needed the citizenship.
I'm not mad at that. So now, Beez, did you have a whole phase?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've had a whole phase?
Yeah, I had a whole phase.
Okay. I said yes. Khary said no.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't even think I had a whole phase. I think I had a whore phase.
A whore phase. What's the difference?
That's the man.
A whole phase is like, you know, you tagging a lot of shit, but you really ain't. You know, you selective.
That's right.
A whole phase is like
he did.
You might have threw your morals out the window.
Wait.
Your morals? Wait a minute. Now we talking about throwing morals out the window? I don't know about that.
What did she say, Tati?
What morals did you throw out the window? Huh?
What did that lady say behind you?
She said you was the one lying saying you ain't have a whole face. Everybody else can tell the truth except Khary.
Why? Because I'm light-skinned?
What the hell?
Huh? Why? Huh?
Yep, that's why.
That's
right
why.
there.
See, and that's the problem.
You light-skinned and you be lying.
Because I'm
lying
light-skinned.
And light-skinned,
Everybody think I'm a motherfucking hoe, right? And see,
lying light-skinned.
Let me finish. You know what? And that's the reason why. And that's the reason why I'm not a hoe, is because everybody think I'm a hoe. So they like, you know what? You already got hoes. I ain't gonna be your hoe.
Here
I am. And then here I am, holeless.
No. We're not talking because he's still lying.
And now I'm holeless. Go ahead, finish, please.
Now you're talking. Now we can see your real face. Your real voice is coming out. The voice is coming out. Right.
Look at y'all twinning.
Look. Everybody can say. I feel like we've had whole face.
I didn't have a whole face, but I'm about to start having it.
Oh, period. She said she didn't have a whole face, but she about to have it. I'm here for it. But Beez, we established that a whole face isn't just about sex, too.
Right. And I came up with the official definition for whole phase too.
What is it?
The official definition was a phase in your life that occurs frequently when you are fine with exploring promiscuous activities and connecting with random people.
Okay. What about your whole phase, Beez? I'm still curious.
Yeah, finish your whole phase, Beez.
My whole phase?
Beez' whole phase included chicks' boyfriends chasing them with guns and making them climb out of windows like Spider-Man and shit like that. That was Beez' whole phase. Go ahead.
Yes.
He does not dispute.
Definitely a whole phase.
I got into a lot of beef during my whole phase. There was a lot of fights during the whole phase. That I can say.
See, I don't have stories like that. I don't have stories like that.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. You be good. Over here thinking I had a whole phase. See? Uh-huh.
Lying light skin.
She said,
That's
lying
funny.
light-skinned man? Oh, shit.
Lying light skin. I can't. Lying light skin.
Oh,
I
man.
can't.
So now, Beez, I said I think everybody should have a whole phase. Tati, what did you say? Do you think everybody should have a whole phase?
Yes.
What about you,
Yes.
Beez?
I'm going to go with yes.
Do you think everybody should have a whole phase?
I think so, yeah.
Think so? Why do you think so?
So you can get it out your system when you like, you need to get, sometimes I guess you got to get that shit out your system.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be
I ain't
fighting
gonna
to get
cap.
out.
I feel like, I'm not going to cap. I feel like the last few years of my life, I'm not going to say like, I don't know. I feel like I've explored. I've really done I feel like I've done everything that I've been curious about, anything that I've wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've dated a lot, but I feel like I've dated to know kind of a gauge of what type of man I like, what type of,
Mm-hmm.
So I can truly say that I think that when I'm thinking about, I don't feel like I regret anything. I don't feel like in a relationship, I'm like, dang, I still want to be outside dealing with people, having casual, relations or anything. It's like, okay, I'm glad I know that this is, if this is where I'm at, this is where I want to be at.
Okay.
All
right.
I feel like I've explored. I can honestly say that.
Okay.
All
right.
I can say that.
Well, I think I've explored enough without actually being a hoe. Oh, I think I'm one of the few people that can say that.
I don't think you have to be a hoe. He said holeless.
All right, but I think we spoke enough about the whole phase and shit like that. That was a fun and interesting conversation, though. Let's see. Yeah, let's run in the chat real quick. Khary said,
I was going to say,
homeless.
Khary said, no co-host cameras tonight. I've been getting my hair done while we were on live, guys. That's where I'm at. It's called Pretty Lady.
Throw that out there.
It's called Pretty Lady. It's a braid shop, an African braiding shop here in Tampa. I've actually been coming here since I was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
So the lady that you just saw, she's been doing my hair since I was like 6, 7 years old.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
right, so
I've been here getting my hair done. That's why I wasn't on camera, guys.
I ain't gonna tell her how old I was when you were 6 or 7 years old.
She already know. That's why she called you a lying light skin.
Wayne Mills said, yo, Khary, I thought everyone had a whole phase, but how you broke it down, it was so simple to see. Well, I appreciate that there, man. I appreciate that there. Wayne says, I was looking for a companion and not no damn cocker spaniel. I was trying to find somebody I could give my cocker spaniel. But let's move on that note. Let's move on.
Here he go.
LL Cool J responds to social media critics. Did y'all see what Twitter had to say about LL Cool J this past week?
No, what did they say?
Oh, neither one of y'all have seen what they were saying about
wait. Let me guess first.
He invented the word goat.
What's that?
He talking about he invented the word goat? He invented the phrase goat?
No, that's not what they was talking about. They was talking about...
let me guess.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I saw something where they were saying that LL Cool J was showing out in all of his videos. Like he was just doing some crazy stuff in every video.
They were pretty much saying, yo, LL was like the creepiest, wildest, most extra nigga in every video he's ever had, yo. Say he's mad, chaotic, and ridiculous.
Crazy light skin.
And yo,
something like a phenomenon.
Crazy light skin.
If you think back to it, if you look back at his videos, yo, LL was really, really, really extra, yo. Like in the Doing It Well video.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga's he's in the Peep Show. He's in the Peep Show, looking at the girl strip. biting an apple? Why is he biting the apple? You know?
Why he eating an apple at the strip club?
Right. He had a girl sit on the hood of his car while he poured syrup along her thigh, like chocolate syrup along her thigh. You know?
I think I saw him like pour milk on himself in some video or something too.
Yeah. He was
swimming with jeans on, and
he was swimming
doing all types of weirdo stuff.
was swimming with jeans on and a hat and popped out the water like a shark with a full orchestra. LL Cool J was doing some wild shit. You know what? Let's pull up Twitter. I'm gonna pull up Twitter right now. Let's just pull up Twitter. But you see too, and I'm gonna search for the hashtag LL Cool J.
You remember too back then, like people don't pay attention to that type of stuff because that type of stuff was acceptable back then. Like a lot of people was doing weird stuff back then, but they weren't really addressing it.
Here we go.
Now it's weird because we looking back on it like that's some weird stuff.
So okay, let's take a look real quick. Okay, let's take a look.
Said homeless.
It says LL Cool J. It says LL Cool J was ridiculous in every music video he was in. Just go look, and then boom, we got this thing. They got this clip. Oh, damn it! Let's mute that. He let a chick bend him over in the video and start banging him from the back. Right?
What?
Then he got this shit over here. Let's see this ridiculousness.
Well, what did he say?
Oh, damn
like, what? How did he respond? Huh?
How did he respond?
Yeah, how did he respond to all of this sudden criticism? It's funny that all of this starts probably from one person that watched the old LL Cool J video.
It always starts from one tweet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably started from one person seeing an old LL Cool J video and tweeting about it, and now everybody's like, "Bro, this man was weird. He was he was sus."
You know what he said? He actually said this on TikTok. He said, "Yeah, I was definitely ridiculous. That's my goal. I make my own rules." That's what he said. That's what he said.
Khary, please.
You know, he was
licking for me.
He used a woman's leg to play a guitar. He used the woman's leg as a guitar. He dropped chocolate syrup all over a woman's leg. Let's see what else. What else did they point out? Pink cookies in a plastic bag getting crushed by buildings. That song alone. Just that song alone. Pink cookies in a plastic bag getting crushed by buildings. That was that.
But you know what, too,
like that. I didn't like 16 Shots to the Dome. That album was ridiculous to me. Until now, I look at it, I'm like, oh, now it makes sense. 16 Shots to the Dome. It had 16 tracks. Each track was a shot to the dome, to your head. But back then, I was like, oh, why this nigga trying to be gangster all of a sudden? Get out of here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish.
I'm going to join you when I get upstairs.
All right, Joe.
I feel like, did you see, darn it, I lost it.
Darn it.
I lost it. We were talking about LL Cool J being weird. I forgot what I was going to say. I forget.
All right. Well, he responded. He says he meant to be ridiculous, and that's why he was always ridiculous. So I guess that's why he was eating apples in the strip club watching the Peep Show.
All right, how can I do the weirdest thing ever?
Something like a phenomenon. Something like a phenomenon. Something like a... never mind. Let's move on. Let's move on. What we got next? Oh, Tati has sent me this video today of Stevie J in an interview.
Oh.
And during this interview, it kind of seemed like Stevie J might have been getting some head, yo.
Oh, wow.
Told the chick, yo, you know what I asked you to do, you know? And you kind of heard the slippity sloppity slop slops. during this interview. You said you watched it with the sound off. You didn't actually hear it, right?
Yeah, I didn't watch it with the sound on.
Okay.
I really think that he's trying to get back at Faith. And it's really just embarrassing to both of them. Like he has a tendency to just be embarrassing to everybody and himself all the time. Just embarrassing.
Let's see.
You know that was really embarrassing? His daughter. And himself. His daughter.
I'm not sure who this is that's talking to him. See, I would play the video, but I'll probably get some copyright shit for it. But in the video, it definitely looks like the nigga's focused on somebody doing some things to him. And as I saw that, I was like, this nigga is wild. And I was like, you know who's more wild? The girl. And I said, you know
why?
What?
Oh yeah, you know what? He is on a
he's on a live interview. He's on a live interview. But I said to myself, You know what? There are some women out there that would really enjoy doing some shit like that. You know, there are definitely some women out there that would enjoy doing some shit like that. Like a motherfucker's on live and they doing some shit that they don't know the whole world don't know what's going on, but she knows what's going on. I think that turns some women on. I think that would turn some men on as well. I'm pretty sure there's been some women on Zoom meetings getting heads.
Yeah, some people have gotten caught. I think that a lot of people got caught.
They're like, Shirley, why your eyes rolling in the back of your head?
Yeah, I'm not gonna cap. I think that a live interview though is crazy. But I only think that because I ain't never been in no situation like that before. But my man, let's say he's on a meeting. Nobody knows. Yeah. I just want to know if you can still function through this meeting. I want to, you on the phone? Yeah. I want to see if you can still continue with this phone conversation. But a meeting, a live interview, like on a TV show? I don't know. But also, I only don't know because I haven't been in that situation. That is pretty wild, though.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I did think it was wild for him to do, but he did mention something in it that he's doing it for Faith. Now, I'm not sure if that was Faith in the video or not. But we heard rumors of them getting a divorce or divorce proceedings or something. I'm not sure if they got divorced or stood together or not, but I can't say if that was her or not. It was somebody.
Faith,
though.
no. If it was her or not. She gonna see that interview.
Faith definitely
and if she was at home.
Faith definitely know whether that was her or not. You know, she's like, well,
they probably don't care because she was probably somewhere doing the same thing.
Oh shit!
They probably don't care. She was probably somewhere doing the same thing, which is why Stevie felt like he needed to prove himself.
Oh shit!
This one is for you.
But you know what's wild though? He actually started getting up and moving around. So the woman that was interviewing was like, you need to put that camera at a different angle. He had his shirt off and shit. And like he got a tattoo of Faith like on his like body right here. Right? So it's just like this nigga got like a chick giving him a head looking at Faith on his chest. That's crazy.
I mean, is that any different for people that be having their deceased grandmother and mother and stuff? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really have faces on me and things like that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get nobody tattooed.
I got a bunch of tattoos. Face. I used to have a picture in my living room of my dad. And this girl was like, can you move that picture? It kind of makes me weird. Your dad's watching us. Like,
yeah.
So I moved the picture, you know. But yeah, Stevie J's wilding out. But yeah, if I could probably do that one day, I probably would. I would probably attempt it. I probably would. Yeah, I ain't mad at him. But then I'm like, you could be more mature than that. But I would be just as immature as you if I could. But I digress. All right, but let's move on. It's already getting late. Last thing I had was nothing real. I just thought maybe we could probably end this on something different. I probably should have told you about this ahead of time, so you could probably maybe think about it. I didn't even give you a chance to think about it. I was like, maybe we could have like a recommended listening, where we kind of like each throw out like an album that we think people should listen to if they've never heard it. We could probably get some ideas from the chat as well on albums or shit like that people should listen to if they haven't listened to it. Just like, cause I was just thinking about like just some old school shit that I used to like just really bounce to and vibe to and fuck with, and my son never heard before type of things.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, there's shit out there that I thought was like super dope that I know like there's people that's never heard it before. Like I probably doubt there's anybody that hasn't heard like the Fugees.
I doubt that.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't say that because of the new generation. Like, 20, 21-year-olds.
Yeah.
18-year-olds, I don't feel like they've really heard the Fugees.
Okay, how about Lauryn Hill? Is there anybody that hasn't listened to Lauryn Hill? Like my
I
daughter.
definitely think everyone.
Like my daughter's 19 now, and I've heard her bounce into some Lauryn Hill to like Miseducation album.
Yeah, I think Fugees.
Mm-hmm.
I think people know Lauryn Hill. Mm-hmm. Fugees, I'm not gonna say. I think that was more like I don't know how to word that. I don't think the Fugees everyone knows like that. This generation knows the Fugees, right. But I think that they know Lauryn Hill. Okay, so
everybody knows Lauryn Hill, but not everybody knows Wyclef Jean.
Well,
like my daughter has listened to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, but she's probably never heard the Carnival.
But she heard the Black Eyed Peas, though. She's heard of them.
She's heard of them, yes. She knows who Wyclef Jean is. She knows, he used to be like dealing with, but she's probably never heard his music.
Right. And that's in the capacity that I feel like people would know the Fugees. Like, yeah, heard the name. Can't really tell you a body of work. I've heard the name, maybe heard one song. Mm-hmm. Like, they would know Wyclef. Just like, you remember we were watching, I remember Whoopi, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Whoopi Goldberg, yeah.
Don't remember any of her stand-up, though. But that was also before a little bit of my time.
Right. Right.
What, you don't remember what? Whoopi shit?
She knows. You probably know Whoopi Goldberg from being a nun.
I knew Whoopi Goldberg from Color Purple, from being a nun, and what's the movie I'm thinking of?
Sister Act.
Sister Act. Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Right, but I didn't know her from stand-up, from comedy.
Right, you didn't know her.
That was before my time.
You didn't know her as like not just a stand-up, but like a predominant stand-up comedian.
Yeah, stand-up. I knew she was a comedian. I didn't know her for that. When I met Whoopi, she was an actor.
Right. Right.
I can't. When I met Whoopi, she was an actor.
Hey,
so I think nowadays when they met Wyclef, he was in the Black Eyed Peas. When they met Lauryn Hill, well, of course they know Lauryn Hill because that just kind of transcends time. But like,
Hey, Beez, when you go to talk, unmute your mic. Sorry. You was making a lot of noise when you was moving around, Beez, so I muted your mic. I'm sorry, Tati.
No, you good. I have finished. I was just saying I think that they just know these people from different stages of their lives.
Right.
If they know them at all.
There's some people that don't know that Eddie Murphy is a comedian. They just think he's fucking...
That is crazy.
It's just some people just think he's Dr. Doolittle.
No, that's crazy to me.
Or the Nutty Professor.
Know him as, what's the name? Rasputia.
Yeah, Rasputia.
Norbit.
Right. There's some people that don't recognize that, But that's why I wanted to like do this little segment here. And this is I think you wasn't on here when I said this, Beez, but I got this segment I wanted to start doing with that's called like recommended listenings. So that's like some shit that we thought was dope that maybe a lot of people haven't listened to. You know, because like I was telling her, like my kids don't know like fucking shit, Wyclef. They never listened to the Carnival.
If I'm not mistaken, we have a if I'm not mistaken, we have a Khary's Crib playlist on Spotify already, where we could just upload it there and they can follow the page.
Yeah, I got one thing to say though, Tati.
What's up?
Wyclef was part of the Fugees, baby, not the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, she
was in the Black Eyed Peas.
You said no,
he wasn't in the Black Eyed Peas.
I thought she said that he was part of the Fugees.
No, I was saying that the newer generations would know him from the Black Eyed Peas. That's probably the most recent body of work that they would probably know him from.
Got you.
Yeah. Ooh, wee.
All right, so if I got something to recommend, then I say, you know what? If you haven't listened to this album, you should listen to this album. I'm gonna do two. My first one is gonna be because we spoke about him. It's gonna be Wyclef. If you haven't listened to a Wyclef album, check out The Carnival. That's a dope Wyclef album. And I only bring that one up because we just happened to mention them just recently. But the one I really wanted to bring up and say that you should listen to is Royce the 5'9", The Book of Ryan. This actually came out a couple of years ago.
Cocaine.
Yes, this came out a couple of years ago. I was gonna do some shit from like in the 80s or 90s or some shit. But I said, you know what? Nah. Let me do this Book of Ryan by Royce the 5'9". This is a dope album. This is one of my favorite albums over the last probably 5 or 6 years. It's one of my top 5 in my top 5. You know, what else is in my top 5? Nipsey Hussle. You know, his shit.
Okay.
Victory Lap, that album. But everybody probably heard that one already. But Book of Ryan, if you haven't heard that one, those two were like my top 2 rotation for a while. So this week I'm gonna say Royce the 5'9", Book of Ryan, and Carnival by Wyclef. If you had some shit that you was like, okay, some essential listening, it's gonna be your essential listening list.
Go ahead, Tati. Hello?
What'd y'all say? I'm sorry, I was walking in my car.
If you had to
she's on the move.
If you had to give some, if you had to give essential listening that you might think somebody hasn't heard, what should they listen to?
You know what? Let me hold on, give me 2 seconds.
Go ahead, Beez. It's on you, Beez.
Albums to listen to, like recommended albums, if you haven't heard. I would definitely say, you know, I'm gonna go with Govenor, Son of Pain.
Govenor, Son of Pain. Yo, Govenor, Son of Pain. I would co-sign that, Beez. Definitely look up Govenor, Son of Pain. It's a R&B soul album. Describe the album. He was on Grand Hustle. He was on T.I.'s label. I remember when you first told me about it.
Then he was signed to G Unit for a little minute. And then I don't truly know what happened to this talented brother. But Son of Pain is like, it's a real album. That's what it really is. It's like a real album. Like he talks about real shit, but it's real everyday shit. You know what I mean? It's also as a male, it's a very strong male album.
Yeah.
I will say. It's not chauvinistic or nothing like that. But it's real, like talking about man problems.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like he's got a song called, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. He's got another song called What Would You Do If We All Could Be Ourselves? That's my joint right there. He's got what else does he have? I haven't heard the album in a little minute either, but it's about, the album's about 12, maybe 13 tracks, and it's a strong 11, maybe even 12 on the album. I would definitely recommend that album on some R&B shit. And on some hip hop shit, there's an artist named Bryce Vine.
Bryce Vine?
From the West Coast. Bryce Vine, awesome kid. Oh man, listen. He's different. He's different. But he's got like that carefree California vibe type of music. You know what I mean? Like he's got some shit to say. But it's a West Coast vibe. You know what I'm saying? But you feel him. You know what I'm saying? Glamorama, Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the last generations that probably remembers Tamagotchi. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that, y'all.
And how about you, Tati? You've come up with yours?
I didn't have much time to think about mine, but I'm going to say Lucky Daye, just because his album Candy Drip just came out and I'm excited about it. I haven't listened to it yet, but go listen to it because Lucky Daye, I love Lucky Daye. He is like, it gives...
First album was awesome.
First album was amazing. First album, I believe, was called Painted, or was it Good? I think it was called Painted. I believe. I believe it was called Painted.
I'm not sure what it was called.
But Lucky Daye is like, he's a singer. He's
sorry,
like
I gotta get some weed.
He's like new age. I don't want to say genuine vibes, but he is definitely like R&B. Like, and I say genuine,
like My Pony.
I say genuine because of the way that he carries himself, like his sex appeal, you know.
Okay.
But his sex appeal. But as far as his music, like his genre, I feel like it's like, I wouldn't say, is it neo soul? I would call it R&B. But it's like a little bit of, and a little bit of neo soul. Like, I think I love me some Lucky Daye. Yeah. You really gotta go look them up and listen to a few songs, but listen to Candy Drip. I'm gonna listen to that tonight.
Gotcha. All right, so I said you should listen to Royce the 5'9", Book of Ryan. Beez says Govenor, Son of Pain. Tati's has Lucky Daye.
Son of Pain.
What's that?
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Okay, yeah. Beez and Son of Pain. Tati, Lucky Days. What was the name of the song, Tati? Or the album?
Candy Drip.
Candy Drip. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna listen to some Lucky Daye tonight. Probably some Candy Drip as well.
Yeah, we should. I think that we can put all of these on the playlist and then leave the link to the playlist in every video, like the comment box,
okay,
the topic box or topic whatever.
I like that.
That way it's easy for them to find, and we can add to it every week. We all have access to add to it.
I think that's a good idea. So it's gonna be on Spotify. Spotify, you can listen to it, but even without paying for it, you have a free account. So,
right. I think that albums. I'm not gonna cap y'all. If we doing this every week, for me, albums. I don't really listen to too many albums. I'll give an album a chance when it's new, when it first comes out. I'll definitely give it a chance and listen to the whole thing to get the feel of it. But as far as, it's not too many albums you could just listen to straight through anymore. It's really not.
And that's
like,
facts.
Right.
Facts. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably be adding singles to the playlist. I ain't gonna count.
And the albums I'm recommending or and that I will be recommending are albums that you could actually listen to all the way through.
Oh, I'm gonna say Southern Playlistic.
Okay.
You know, I'm always go back to that.
You know, because I'm not gonna assume everybody's heard everything I heard. Like Outkast, Southern Playlistic. Right. There's millions of people that know who Outkast is that never heard their first album.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yo,
Ain't no thing but a chicken
Andre
wing.
3000.
What?
Check it. When Andre 3000 had waves and wore do-rags. You know what I'm saying? And jerseys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact, yo. That's
before he got a little Badu-nism in him. You know what I'm
saying? Oh, shit.
Hey. So, like, I think it'll be real easy for us to add music because I listen to music every day. And really, for me, it's more like a mood. Like, so weekly, I could definitely give y'all my mood for the day. Run down some of the songs that I've listened to. But I kind of feel like maybe we should make, I don't know. I like to find different channels to find different music too, because a lot of times I be listening to the same shit, and sometimes a lot of that shit be like from back in the day. Like, you know, the things that I listen to daily, there are a few new artists that I listen to that's a part of my routine, but most of it's like back in the day type stuff. So I really like for people to put me on to new music, different genres of music, like different artists, you know?
Right. So let me tell you something. So since we're talking about how to listen to different music and stuff, I found a dope ass playlist this week on Spotify that I started listening to. And I was like, yo, this playlist is amazing. But when I first heard it, when I first saw the playlist name, I was like, what the fuck is this, yo?
What's the genre of the playlist? Is it universal or? I'm gonna tell you
the name of the playlist. Right? The name of the playlist is gonna tell you what's in this playlist. If you follow me on Twitter, you see me post about this maybe a day or two ago. I'm listening to a playlist called Chipmunk Soul. Chipmunk
so it's
Soul.
Alvin and the Chipmunks singing everything, huh?
No, it's not Alvin. It's kind of, sort of. It's pretty much just the sped up samples. The how you want to go? You know, like the shit Dipset would rhyme to. Kanye started producing the shit with the sped up samples and the voices are now high pitched. I get high, I get high, I get high, I get high, I get high. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And them shits be sped up. So now they got like that kind of chipmunk tone. The whole playlist is music from like the 2000s with the Chipmunk Soul. And I'm like, yo, I never even thought about calling this shit Chipmunk Soul, but it fits so well. The moment the first song on my let me see, the first song on my Chipmunk Soul playlist was Hove. It was Hove.
Yeah, what's the song?
Let me see.
Ace to the Izzo?
No.
B to the Izzy?
You don't know.
Hove. Oh, you said Hove.
You don't know. You know? I'm like, why is this called Chipmunk Soul? Then all of a sudden I heard. You don't know, but you do. I'm like, that's what this playlist is. I love it.
Oh, so it's all the songs that have chipmunk samples.
Right. Where the sample kind of has that chipmunk tone. So I'm like, shit. Exactly.
Yeah.
The sped up samples.
All right, so I got to ask this. What was the next song? I'm sorry. I have to ask. What was the next song?
Next song was Overnight Celebrity by Twista.
Okay.
You know? And that's not like...
You know what? I really...
And then I got Take Me Home.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead, finish.
I was going to say I really love Spotify. Like, Spotify it's probably one of the best, like, just all around
music platforms.
Like I haven't loved the music platform before. Like Apple Music, I fuck with Apple Music because I pretty much just downloaded all of my favorite songs that I love to listen to and just put that shit on shuffle every day.
Because you're already in the Apple ecosystem.
Right, but for me, I do like playlists. Like I like different playlists for different moods. I like playlists while I'm cooking. I like, I put together playlists sometimes just because it's a vibe. Like it's something when I'm in this mood, I want to go to this playlist and it got every song that I know or every song that's gonna, I'm a playlist person. So Spotify, and then especially sending playlists. Me and my homegirl, I love when people send me playlists. She makes me like personalized playlists, and she'll send them to me.
That's a lot of work.
And that's probably one of I think that's my new love language. I'm not gonna cap. I think that's my new love language. She really put together a playlist. Like this is my best friend, y'all. She really put together a playlist of all the songs that she know I love. And then songs that she says makes her think of me. And that was probably like, I don't know. I love it so much. I love that Spotify kind of creates playlists from things that you listen to. I love that I can go to other people's playlists. I can pull up a song and go to a radio. And I think it's the algorithm. Like, I think one of the things I got frustrated with Pandora about was that Pandora and Apple Music was that they played the same shit. All the radios just played the same songs over and over in the same order. Like you gonna hear the same stuff. Spotify really like it. They be on point. They really be on point. Like how the hell did you remember this song from so long ago? Like this definitely fits. I would have definitely played this next. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I love that about Spotify. I love Spotify. Period. Huh?
You know what's so crazy that y'all talking about the music and you like, oh shoot, like you really played this, you remember this? Well, recently I tried to do an Instagram story and I wanted to add some music to it. But I realized that Instagram is also age oriented. And the reason why I say that is
age oriented.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that, like, there's certain music that it's like a certain era of music you're not gonna find. Like, for instance, I wanted to use the Nat King Cole "Unforgettable," right? Instagram was like, no idea. There's nothing for your search, and I'm like, Nat King, y'all got Nat King Cole?
You hit the little button and then hit music and then searched it?
Yes, I searched it, typed it in, Unforgettable. Nat King, I typed it in, Unforgettable. I tapped it in, Nat King Cole, Unforgettable. I typed it in, Unforgettable, Nat King Cole.
Hold on, Beez.
Nat King Cole featuring...
Beez, how much you want to bet Khary on Instagram typing that shit in right now to see if it come up? How much you want to bet?
Probably
talking about on Spotify?
Nah, on Instagram.
Oh,
like when you're trying to add music.
Not everybody has the rights to all music and shit. I was just
that's crazy because I never thought about that. I never thought about that. Every song, old or new, that I look up is there.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So that's why when I look up certain shit in Amazon, it doesn't come up.
Yeah, because they don't have the rights. They don't have the rights. They don't have the proper licensing for it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but I was showing.
I can't give you music that I don't own.
Right. They don't have the rights to actually give you, you know. I was showing people some of the playlists that I have set up. Like I got this one playlist called Dad's Vibe, which is just mad Spanish music, you know, like Afro-Cuban music that my pops used to listen to. So like some days it'll be like a Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning. I'll just play this playlist, you know what I'm saying? Just puts me in the vibe of my dad being around and shit. But then I have another playlist called Hunch Time. You know, there's a playlist called Hunch Time. That's like a sex playlist.
You be hunching.
It's like a sex playlist.
Yeah.
But I used to have, so they did have this feature on Spotify, like where your friends could see what you're listening to, right? So I said, you know what, this would be kind of funny to make. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna make a playlist that has like a lot of like sexy songs and shit like that, or like sex vibe songs on it. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna call this playlist Khary's Clapping Cheeks. So then when somebody actually looks on the side and looks what I'm listening to, they'd be like, Khary listening to the Khary's Clapping Cheeks playlist. You know, but I just thought that would be a little funny. But I actually got rid of it because I was like, yeah, that's silly. But it was funny.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you started it. No, I remember when he started Khary's
and then I got
Khary's cheek smack list or cheek play 101 or whatever that shit was.
It's confusing, huh?
And then I got my This is a playlist I made when I was like running through Atlanta a lot. You know, I was hanging out in Atlanta a lot, and this is my playlist called South Shit. It has a lot of South shit on there. Rocco, Squares Out Your Circle, Drink on My Cup, I'm a Boss, Itching. This is around the time where I started fucking around with like some Future music and 2 Chainz. So some of my playlists actually had me actually think back to like times like I got familiar with some artists and shit like that. So that's interesting. You know, I'm not sure how we got.
I heard the other day that there was a platform. I can't remember. I want to say it was Amazon. They were creating a platform where or TikTok somebody. I can't remember, but they were creating a platform where you'll be able to go live and just stream music without having to worry about the rights to the song.
I recall hearing that as well. I think it might have been Amazon.
And I really fucking want to get on that. I'm gonna get on that platform as soon as it's available. And I'm going to create my own little jam session. I'm going to go live for hours playing music.
That would be dope.
And smoking blunts for hours.
That would be dope, yo. Wayne says, yo, we should check out Dave East's new album. That's his recommendation.
Okay. Weren't we just talking about Dave East the other day?
We was.
Yes.
Khary says ASAP Rocky album at long last ASAP. And he says Tyler the Creator Igor album. I did
the Igor album is the first of the second album. Because one of them, I don't really like Tyler the Creator, but it's like one album that shit was just like,
I think
that shit was different. Like that shit was dope though.
I think Igor might be his latest shit with DJ Drama.
Yeah, that new album.
Yeah.
Whatever his latest one was, that shit was fire.
It was.
Like, even if you weren't a Tyler, I'm not gonna lie, when I first got introduced to Tyler the Creator, my cousin used to be on Tyler the Creator hard. Like when we were teenagers, he used to be on him hard. But of course, not listening to his music and only walking in while, when he's playing it or something, it just sounded like some rock alternative, like devil worshiping shit. Like, it just looked real sketchy, right? But after, and of course, this is me being a teenager and still influenced by certain things where I would think that something was devil worshiping music, But getting older and actually listening to what he's saying, like, and getting to know him not getting to know him as a person, like I know him personally, but his background, his personality. Mm-hmm. He is probably, I don't know, I think Tyler the Creator is so fucking talented. I think that I wish we heard more from him, really. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
This last one was fire, which was called Call Me If You Get Lost. Khary's talking about Igor, which came out in 2019, which I also heard was dope. So I'm gonna have to check that out as well.
I don't want to.
I'm gonna check that out.
You know what's so crazy though?
What's that?
Today, what I discovered, this album may not be for everybody, but today, when I do my garbage thing, mm-hmm. I play music. Like I need that. That helps me get through it. But so what I kind of do is I pick an artist and just pick an album and try to like just listen to the album. Especially like an album that I never heard. And there's an album that surprised me today.
What's that?
Tony Touch.
Which one?
The Peacemaker 2.
You know you're gonna have to explain who Tony Touch is.
Yo, listen, that album is
Tony Touch is a DJ from the 90s, 2000s.
Okay.
Yo, and that album is like, it's kind of phenomenal. Like it's a sleeper.
Okay.
Like how MOP's, what album is that with Warrior and all that? Like that album was a sleeper.
Let's see. The Peacemaker. Which one? He had 3 of them. Peacemaker 2, and Peacemaker 3.
Peacemaker 2. I ain't here. I think I heard Peacemaker 1. I want to say I heard that because that's around the time like Latin Spanish hip hop in New York was like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even down to Angie Martinez having an album, you know.
Angie Martinez from the Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, not from the Breakfast Club. From the radio, but she's not on the Breakfast Club. That's Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club. Angie Martinez got her own show.
You're right.
Yeah, she
is still a radio personality though. I feel like I know who you're talking about.
She is a radio personality. She's always been a radio personality. She did that verse on Ladies Night, and because of that verse, somebody talked her into doing an album. And I believe she actually said the verse on Ladies Night was her first verse ever. Yeah. And then she got talked into doing
Tati.
an album.
The album went like double, triple platinum and shit like that.
That's dope.
It might have just been New York.
That's how you supposed to do
was it Animal House?
I'm not
sure. Was her label Animal House?
I'm not sure who her label was, but she only did the one because she didn't love doing music. That's not what she wanted to do.
And who was the Spanish dude that she had with her? Because he was nice.
I'm not sure.
Because I feel like he wrote a lot of he wrote a lot of stuff like you know what other album is a sleeper? And people be like, oh, yo, you bugging, this and that. Like, I'm a fan of music. You know what I'm saying? I like music. If I like it, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But that WWF John Cena album, yo.
Beez.
Fam.
Not the John Cena album.
I wasn't ready for that one, yo. See, Beez be coming out. Yo, man. And then there's always a white guy, too. First it was Macklemore, now it's John Cena.
Yo, listen.
I'm fucking with you about Macklemore, though. But the John Cena shit is wild, though.
Yeah, because Macklemore is fire.
Fam. But see, John Cena, his ghostwriter is what made his album hot.
He had a ghostwriter. Who's his ghostwriter?
Freddie Fox.
I've never heard it.
Freddie Fox?
AKA Bumpy Knuckles.
Yeah, that do sound like some John Cena shit. Motherfucker, I'm coming to that. Very mad aggressive.
Yeah.
Mad aggressive.
Fam, they had the whole 18 thing going on. Like John Cena was Hannibal and Bumpy Knuckles was Mr. T. They had this whole thing going on, bro.
Got you. Khary over here says Beez facts. And he also said, yo, Beez, not that you asked for recommendations, but Mick Jenkins' Elephant in the Room is a sleeper hit.
Yeah, yes. I'm not what you call. I'm not done that.
Yeah,
that's that shit.
Yeah,
that's that shit.
All right, but let's get ready to wrap it up. I think we should just do this every Friday. Talk about some sleepers that motherfuckers should listen to.
Yeah,
I think so too.
I think that'll be kind of fun. Let's get ready to get up out of here, though. Friday nights it's 11:30. It's late. Shit. Anything else?
Nah, I didn't really know what y'all talked about tonight. Besides, the whole phase. Jussie Smollet. going to jail.
Yeah,
Poor
we spoke
guy.
about that. We spoke about Kim Kardashian and the backlash she was getting and shit like that. But I think that.
What? Because she left Kanye?
Oh shit. No, because she said some shit about motherfuckers need to work. But may your weekend be great. Do your best to stay sucker free and keep a smile on your face. Peace out.
Thanks for watching the dopest live stream that's something like a podcast, something like a newscast, and sometimes like a showcase. Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib. Khary's crib. Thanks for watching the dopest live stream that's something like a podcast, something like a newscast, and sometimes like a showcase. Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib, Khary's crib,